Thank you very much. And welcome to Cats and Dogs here on Press TV with me, Len Topic. And let's start with a look at an arresting experience in America, literally. Yes, Donald Trump, at long last, has finally been indicted. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office has been investigating Trump in connection with his alleged role in what's been called a hush money case. It's very hush-hush. Except it's not very hush-hush, is it? Because everybody's talking about it. What an incredible waste of hush money, allegedly. And what about Trump's most unhushed-up former fixer ever, Michael Cohen? Cohen started up talking like a Trump supporter and ended up singing like a canary. This man has paid money, allegedly, to cover up an incident involving an adult film star called Stormy Daniels, which is ironic because usually she's not very covered up at all. Predictably, Trump and his allies have already blasted it as political persecution and election interference at the highest level in history. It's not nice at all. No one knows exactly why Stormy Daniels decided to open this Pandora's box just now, but rumour has it $130,000 of hush money just wasn't enough to buy silence, even though... And the last thing I needed when I was making America great again is all this not very beautiful stormy weather. The very thought of Trump ending up behind bars has already rocked American society. Let's see what the public's reaction would be if Trump goes down. Now that Trump has officially been indicted, what next? Well, it's quite clear. Other politicians will also be arrested for their crimes. Only joking. Obviously, that will never happen. But Trump reportedly faces more than 30 counts related to business fraud in the indictment. What a contrast to 2 years, $7 million and 800 pages of investigations on the role of Crooked Hillary. She's so bad. Over a case involving the death of the US ambassador to Libya in what's called the Benghazi attack. That inquiry turned up absolutely nothing, while one single hush money investigation turned up 30 crimes. What's Stormy Daniels got that Hillary hasn't got? Apart from popularity, a successful career and a president that really loved her, allegedly. With all this going on, let's talk to the man himself right here on Cats and Dogs. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Mr. Trump, how do you feel right now? It's tough to stand for trial, isn't it?
I'm feeling great and ready to pose for the most beautiful prison shot in the world. I'm so beautiful.
You mean you're not worried about the trial?
No, not at all. They should be worried, not me.
I mean, you're not even worried about the media hype?
It's all fake news.
Well, okay, then what's your story?
I never trusted my trusted fixer Cohen anyway. He's a fake friend. It's so bad.
Well, I'm happy you're so cool about it, but what if they throw you in jail?
I like jails. I like them very much. Actually, I know I could quickly be elected president of any jail I'm in because they can't fake the result.
All right, but anything you'd like to say about that trial?
Yes, I blame China. In fact, I think that Stormy could be a Chinese double agent.
Why would you think that?
Because anything bad that happens to me in America comes from China, or that little rocket man in Korea. But Stormy is definitely not from Korea.
Why do you say she's not from Korea?
Because she never sent me into orbit.
President Trump, thank you. That was former US President Donald Trump, who's raised over $5 million within 2 days after his indictment. That's enough to pay off 38 more people, just like Stormy Daniels, allegedly. But isn't Trump a billionaire, you ask? Well, why raise money from supporters who can't afford rent and groceries in that case? I need it more than they do. They don't have expensive tastes like my plane, my home, and my stormy relationships. Meanwhile, President Biden declined to comment on Trump's indictment.
Your reaction to President Trump's indictment? Are you worried this will further divide us, uncreate the indictment?
I have no comment on that. Or, to put it another way, no comment on that. Where's my teleprompter? End of quote. Repeat. Maybe it's unfair to ask Mr. President for a comment. After all, some say he's not in tip-top mental form. In fact, audio has recently emerged of how much direction Joe Biden actually needs, even at a simple photo op.
Down here?
Yes, sir. Down the ramp. And we have people lined up on the left over here. Some union leaders and
Hey,
workers.
guys and ladies.
Your mark is going to be the blue one to the left.
How y'all doing?
You've got a blue mark, and that's okay.
I'll stand my blue mark, and then I'm going to say load each one of you.
Yes, sir. I'll help you get started.
And you can see why he needs help. Sadly, Biden's presidency is no more an April Fool's prank than Elon Musk's position as Twitter CEO. Musk says Twitter has lost half of its value since he paid $44 billion for it. That's why he's trying to turn Twitter into a digital bank, which means charging for free speech. According to the newest Twitter policy, verified checkmarks require a paid subscription. Organizations will have to shell out $1,000 a month for gold checkmarks, while individuals can get the blue checks for a starting price of $7 in America, with Twitter winding down its legacy verified program. Elon Musk has already pulled the checkmark from the main New York Times account. They refuse to pay, which means one thing. You too can have a blue checkmark called the New York Times account, if you're willing to pay for it. Other major news agencies have also declared that they won't pay either. So what will life look like without the blue check mark? Meanwhile, Barack Obama and his wife Michelle arrived in Australia on a private jet, despite climate change having been the former US president's greatest priority. Look, every American president claims Irish roots. Weren't they going to save the planet, though? Presumably they now claim, elite, we only produce good CO2 emissions. Or, in comparison to big airplanes, small private jets leave the smaller carbon footprints. Don't you see? So, I call on everybody to fly by private jet. Look, he's not exactly Irish, but you get the idea. The controversial move has found its way into the news. Let's take a look at some of the headlines. Donald Trump. I always said Obama was an Australian name. Joe Biden. Sincerely, I admire the way he goes up those stairs without falling over. Repeat. Barack Obama. I want to make absolutely clear the drones we used in Pakistan were eco-friendly. Michelle Obama. If private jets are bad, next time we'll just hire out an entire public jet. Yet Obama's hypocrisy is not unique. In another example of good old-fashioned double standards, some Israelis who consider themselves as the only pro-democracy people in the Middle East did this. That's what happens when the so-called pro-democracy protesters see a Palestinian flag. And get this, the settlers are fighting each other. How much fighting do these people need? Obviously, oppressing Palestinians just wasn't enough. Because now I realise I don't care if they're Palestinians or not. I just always hate my neighbours. Well, that explains everything. That's all for this time. Join me again to see how the American justice system is treating Trump, how he's treating the American justice system, and apart from Joe Biden and Stormy Daniels, if anyone else cares. That's all on Press TV with me, Len Topic, and cats and dogs.